When Kim Kardashian decides to stay silent, you know there's a story buried underneath. She's not the type to jump into online chaos or explain herself to every rumor. But when fans noticed that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry had vanished from every single photo dump after Kris Jenner's birthday bash, the whispers started flying, and then Kim, behind closed doors, dropped just one cryptic line: "We had to protect the night." That one sentence set Hollywood on fire. Because if Kim Kardashian, the queen of control, perfection, and calculated image, hints that something went wrong, oh, you better believe something really went wrong. Let's rewind, shall we? Back to Kris Jenner's extravagant 70th birthday. Back to the billionaire mansion nestled in the glowing hills. Back to the moment Meghan Markle and Prince Harry walked into a world that wasn't quite ready for them. And the moment that forced Kim and Kris to delete photos faster than you can delete a bad contour tutorial. Picture it. Jeff Bezos' mansion shimmering like a diamond, every corner dripping in James Bond-themed glamour. The entire place looked like a movie set. Tuxedos, gowns, the kind of lighting that makes every celebrity look like they've never aged a day. Security was tighter than a billionaire's vault. Phones were confiscated at the door, guests checked their egos with their coats. And inside, one rule was carved in gold: only one official photographer. Because when you're dealing with Hollywood royalty, every angle, every flash, every frame must be approved. Nothing random, nothing unplanned. This wasn't just a party. It was an event engineered with military precision, a social statement, a power display, a perfectly polished kingdom celebrating its queen, Kris Jenner. And into this world of order, elegance, and absolute control walked Meghan Markle and Prince Harry. Now let's be real, their invite didn't fall from the sky. It wasn't sealed with a Love Kim lipstick mark. Insiders say Meghan had been pushing for that invitation like it was the golden ticket to the last chocolate factory on earth. She texted, she called, she followed up, she circled back, she just checked in, she reminded, she hinted, she even reached out to mutuals, most notably Serena Williams, who's close to Kris, trying to get that door open. Because if there's one thing about Meghan, it's that when she wants to be in the room, she will find her way inside one way or another. But here's the twist. Apparently, neither Kris Jenner nor Jeff Bezos were particularly thrilled about adding Meghan and Harry to that sacred guest list. Not because they were being cruel, no, but because they like control, predictability, and consistency. And Meghan? Let's just say, she tends to bring fireworks, even to candlelit dinners. Kris doesn't do unpredictable. Bezos certainly doesn't. And Meghan? Meghan is unpredictable's poster girl. Still, somehow, Meghan and Harry's names made it onto the list, and once they arrived, oh honey, the energy in that room shifted. Remember, this was not your everyday Hollywood party. This was a Kris Jenner curated production, a world where even the champagne bubbles sparkle on schedule, where every flower petal earns its place, where you don't breathe unless it's on brand. Every guest knew the unspoken code. Phones off, no videos, no sneaky selfies, no unsanctioned moments. Only the official photographer captured history that night, each click choreographed like a music video. But Meghan? Oh, Meghan wasn't just there to mingle. She worked that poor photographer like she was running her own Vogue shoot. Smile here, turn there. No, not that angle, this one. Let's do another. Let's try again. According to witnesses, she directed him like he was on her payroll, while guests laughed and sipped their champagne and Kris floated gracefully through her own party like the Queen of Beverly Hills. Meghan stood in the center, posing, turning, commanding, glowing like she was the night's headliner. Except she wasn't. She wasn't the honoree. She wasn't even a guaranteed invite until the last minute. And yet there she was, acting like the venue had been lit just for her. She didn't have photo approval, no agreement, no rights to image control. But confidence? Oh, she had that in abundance. Too much of it, maybe. And then, the part no one saw coming. The night ended beautifully. The music faded. The Bond fantasy melted into memory. Guests left with goodie bags worth small fortunes and selfies in their minds, since they couldn't have them on phones. Meghan, though, went home glowing, convinced she had nailed it. She had micromanaged every click. Everything looked perfect. Until the morning that changed everything. Because that party? It happened the night before Remembrance Day. Now, if you're from the UK, you already know what that means. It's not just a date, it's a national moment of silence, a day of mourning. A day to honor fallen soldiers and remember sacrifice. It's solemn, emotional, sacred. It's not a day for smiling glamour shots or champagne cheers. So imagine this, a British prince and his wife beaming, laughing, dancing at a billionaire's birthday bash, hours before a day that means so much to their nation. You could practically feel the internet sharpening its claws. When Meghan realized this, sources say panic hit like ice water down her spine. One second she was basking in her picture-perfect glow. The next she was in full-blown damage control. Those photos she'd carefully approved all night, they suddenly looked like a PR nightmare nightmare waiting to explode. The optics? Terrible. The timing? Unforgivable. The internet? Ready to devour her. And so, allegedly, Meghan did what Meghan always does. She acted fast. She sent messages. She made calls. Her team reached out to the Kardashians with one demand: delete everything. Every single picture. No exceptions. Take them down. Make them disappear. Like the night never happened. Now imagine that landing in the Kardashian camp. The empire built on image, on photos, on moments that go viral. Kris Jenner, who practically invented modern celebrity PR. Kim Kardashian, who turned selfies into an art form. And Meghan Markle was telling them to delete content from their event. That's not just bold. That's Hollywood heresy. But the Kardashians didn't fight. They didn't argue. They didn't release statements or throw shade online. They simply complied. Cold. Silent, efficient, and that silence was the loudest sound in Beverly Hills. According to insiders, Kris was furious. Not because Meghan was royalty, but because she'd treated her night like a mistake that needed erasing. That was Kris's milestone. 70 years of power, legacy, motherhood, and empire. And now it was being rewritten to suit someone else's panic. The betrayal wasn't loud. It didn't need to be. The Kardashians' revenge never comes with yelling, it comes with editing. At first, Meghan and Harry's faces appeared in a few harmless early photo dumps. Kim even posted a sweet shot with Meghan. A polite nod, Hollywood courtesy, but then they vanished. The next time Kris shared highlights, Meghan and Harry were missing. Kim posted another set, gone again. Then another, still gone. Every trace of their presence at the Bond-themed extravaganza, erased, not blurred, not cropped, deleted, like they never existed. And that's when everyone realized something had gone very wrong. Because if the Kardashians start cutting you out, it's over. That's their quiet war strategy. They don't tweet, they delete, they don't explain, they erase. Insiders whispered that the message was crystal clear. You don't walk into Kris Jenner's empire, make a mess, and walk away untouched. Meghan hadn't just broken etiquette, she'd violated the unspoken laws of Hollywood hierarchy. And those laws? Oh, they are sacred. Let's spell them out. Because Meghan apparently didn't get the memo. Rule number 1. You don't crash someone's milestone event. Kris Jenner's 70th birthday wasn't a casual dinner. It was a royal coronation of the Hollywood kind. Rule number 2. You never upstage the host, especially not Kris Jenner, the woman who literally wrote the book on how to own a camera. Rule number 3. You don't hijack the optics. Controlling the photographer like you're the director? That's a one-way ticket to exile. Rule number 4. You don't make the night your storyline when the story is already written. And it's not about you. And rule number 5, the golden one. You never, under any circumstances, disrespect Kris Jenner. Not loudly, not quietly, not by accident, not in panic. Because Kris doesn't deal in emotions. She deals in strategy. And her silence is deadlier than any public scandal. Sources close to the family said Meghan simply didn't understand the power structure she was walking into. She treated the event like a stage when it was actually a temple. A place to honor, not to headline. And that miscalculation sealed her fate. From that night on, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry were persona non grata in Kardashian land. The bridges were quietly burned. No statements, no explanations, just absence, their most powerful punishment. And here's the part that stings the most. Meghan didn't mean to cause chaos. Not intentionally, she thought she was managing her image, protecting her optics. But in trying to control the narrative, she lost the room. She misread the game. In a world built on perception, she underestimated who really holds the power. And it wasn't her. Kim's "we had to protect the night" wasn't just a line, it was a warning, a subtle, queenly mic drop. Because the Kardashians know exactly what they're doing. They've survived scandals that would destroy most people's careers. They've rebuilt reputations overnight. They've turned feuds into empires. And when they decide to erase someone, that erasure becomes part of the legend. Meghan walked into the lion's den wearing a crown that didn't belong there. And the lions didn't roar, they just watched, waited, and quietly made her disappear.